Hello everyone on YouTube. We are currently going live on Instagram as well, so I'm just trying to set myself up. I'm going live on another phone that the front facing camera is broken. So that's why I had to just maneuver, make sure I pressed go live on YouTube, and then now that's why I'm here sitting. And here's Instagram. Okay. Hello everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you're watching this. If this is your first time here, thank you so much. I am Mrs. Delgado, and I basically tell you about anything and everything that's going on in Mazatlan in English, and I help entrepreneurs, lesser known entrepreneurs in Mazatlan with publicity. I'm like hi, morning, like an easy way to put it, very short. So today it is 8:50 p.m. here in Mazatlan, Mexico, and today we're going to talk about Carnaval, which you guys may know as Carnival or Carnival, Carnival. I don't know. We say Carnaval here. Fiesta del Agave and Black History Month. We'll be speaking on Black breastfeeding. So we're here live right now on Instagram, on YouTube. So first things first, we're gonna speak about Carnaval, and I have the whole schedule of Carnaval here. Carnaval is a yearly celebration that is done in Mazatlan, Mexico. It's done all over the world, but we are known to be the third best? Yeah, the third best in the world. We are after Brazil is number one, New Orleans is number two, and Mazatlan is number three. So this is a yearly celebration, and I was doing some research online because I've been here for over 5 years, and I've never understood what is the queen of the floor games. I'm like, why do they have two queens? Like, what does this mean? And it's something that they don't really tell you in the publicity. Like, they're always telling you about the queens and how they're chosen to be queens and whatnot, but they don't really go into, like, with the publicity that always comes out to me, they don't really go into detail of like how Carnival came about, why there are two queens, the floor games, and all of that information. So I'm going to go with the schedule first. This year it is the 8th to the 13th of February. So it starts tomorrow. So we're pretty on time with this live, telling you guys all about it. It starts tomorrow, Thursday, and it starts with the coronation of the King of Joy. In Spanish, it's Rey de la Alegría, and it is at 7:30 p.m. And I would tell you the locations for most of these, but most of these events are going to be happening at the baseball stadium, el Estadio Mariscal, is el Estadio Teodoro Mariscal. But I have no idea if tickets are still available. At these coronations, they do a concert with, some are local artists, some are international artists. I think last year they brought in Gloria Gaynor, which was pretty awesome. I was unfortunately not able to see her, but I wanted to, but I wasn't able to. But yeah, and there's a lot of artists this year that unfortunately I really don't like know. I would say they're more like nationally local. They may be known internationally, but they're bands that or musical artists that sing in Spanish, or their music is in Spanish. Like Gloria Gaynor, as we all know, like she sings in English. So yeah, unfortunately I have to come up more to speed on these musical artists. So I didn't write that information down. So Tomorrow, Thursday, the King of Joy is going to be crowned at 7:30 p.m. at the baseball stadium. And then Friday, the 9th, the Queen of the Floral Games will be crowned at 8:30 p.m. And so what I was learning online, which I should go into more detail later because I actually forgot to write this down. What I learned was the Queen of the Floral Games, like Mazatlan, Mazatlan Carnaval has existed for over 125 years. So what they do is it all started because of the economy was kind of down. It was like kind of crumbling, and so they wanted to bring more eyes, more people, more tourism to Mazatlan. So they created Carnaval, and then the Queen of the Floral Games. I forgot why it was created, why they did it, but an important aspect of Mazatlan Carnaval is because of the art, the culture aspect of it. And so they wanted to do like a national poetry contest, and that's what they're doing. I didn't know that this existed. This is my first time doing my research on that. And so they call out to everyone in the Republic of Mexico for the Floral Games of Mazatlan, and the winner will be able to read a piece of their work in front of everyone at the coronation. They're given flowers, flores. In Spanish, I didn't understand what kind of flowers, but they're given natural flowers. I have to do more research, as you can see. And they win 80,000 pesos. 80,000 pesos is maybe, okay. The dollar has gone down a lot. It used to be at 20. So if it was at 20 before, then for every 1,000 USD, that would be 20,000. So 5,000. So let's say now that's maybe $3,000. So they're recognized, and this helps them be more well known all over Mexico. So I thought that was really interesting. The winner was announced on the 18th of January, I think, and they're going to be celebrated on Friday with the coronation of the queen. But I think it's also kind of nice that they have two queens, that it's not just like one that supersedes everybody. It's kind of nice to share the crown. They're given two different crowns, but it's kind of nice to share like the same spot. You know, we got to support all women, right? And so on Saturday, the Queen of Carnaval will be crowned. Did I say king? The queen. Sorry, if I said king. The Queen of Carnaval will be crowned queen, 6:30 p.m. at the baseball stadium. And then later that evening, the burning of the bad humor, I think that's how they translate it, will be happening in Olas Altas at around, oh man, I just looked at this information because I was asking for it. It's in Spanish, it's called Quema del Mal Humor, and 5 years here, and I miss it every single year, not on purpose, but just something comes up and I'm not able to go see it. But basically, they it's like it's like Burning Man. They make something like a form of a person, a figure. I remember one year that I think they did Trump. They made a form of Trump. I don't know what material it's made out of, and they just burned the crap out of it. And so I remember one year it was one of the past mayors of Mazatlan, El Químico. He got away with a lot of money, unfortunately, but justice was finally served, and he was kicked out of the, I would say presidency. They call the mayor of Mazatlan here the president of Mazatlan, but yeah, he was kicked out. So they burned him one Carnaval. It was probably last year's Carnaval. And so the burning of the bad humor will happen after the coronation of the queen. So I think the time is around 9 or 9:30. I'm going to write in the description, and yeah, in the description on Instagram and YouTube, what time and where. It's on an Olas Altas, and it's by El Venadito, the deer statue. So I'm going to write that down in the description. And so So Saturday, 3 different things are happening. The coronation of the queen, the burning of the bad humor, and the combate naval. The coronation of the queen is at the baseball stadium. The combate naval and the burning of the bad humor is in Olas Altas. The combate naval is a whole fireworks show. It's a whole fireworks show, and right now I totally forgot. It's a recreation of the battle of I don't remember. I'm sorry. The battle of I don't remember, but I should have written that down too. It's a lot of information, guys. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna write that down in the description as well. But it's a whole fireworks show. It's very nice. You guys should definitely go see that. And then on the 11th, Sunday, is the very first parade of Carnaval at 5:30 p.m. At this point in time, I do not know where it starts and where it ends, but I'm gonna write that down in the description as well. For Carnaval, there are 2 parades. There's the welcoming parade, and there's the, what is the word in English? Welcoming parade, and in Spanish it's despedida, but I don't remember what it's called. But it's the bon voyage parade, the parade that says goodbye. And I always recommend the very first parade because not all the participants actually participate in the second parade. And then in the first parade, everyone's more happy, they're more joyful, and then the second parade, they're all kind of tired. So if you're able to, I definitely recommend to go to the first parade, which will be on Sunday, starting at 5:30 p.m. And so then Monday, 2 things are happening. Monday, in Spanish, it's Reina Infantil. In English, it would be the queen child, the kid queen. I don't know how we would say that. I'm so sorry. My English is just but the queen, who is a child, I think she's maybe 10 years old, 10, 12 years old. She will be crowned at 6:30 p.m. And then later that evening at 10 p.m., there wasn't more information on the schedule that I was looking at. It just said a spectacular show from La Original Banda de Limón, which translates to the original band of lime. I'm sorry, I don't know who they are, but I'm gonna do some more research and put that in the description as well. And then, so there's 2 events happening on Monday, and then Tuesday, the 13th, is the second parade, and that's the ending of Carnaval, and it happens at 4:30 p.m. What do I have to say about Carnaval? I don't really celebrate Carnaval anymore. I feel like every year, it's kind of the same. They do the same things. It's just a different king, a different queen. I'm not into beauty pageants, even though they say it's not really all about the beauty pageant, but in all their publicity, it's mostly just beauty pageants. I'm not about that life. In my opinion, it's not very inclusive. You see a lot of women who are very slim, and I'm not a slim person, and not a lot of people of color either. And if you guys didn't know, you don't have to be from Mazatlan to be queen of Mazatlan. You have to have lived in Mazatlan for 3 years, and they have like some rules, some other rules as well. But yeah, so it's not like, oh well, there's not a lot of like black Mazatlan people that could be part of the Carnaval. Yes, they can. They just have to live here for 3 years. So yeah, there's not a lot of inclusion in my opinion on that side. But that's not really the reason why I don't like celebrate it. It's just I celebrated it in all its glory in 2020, right before the pandemic, for my birthday with my mom. I rented out a hotel in Olas Altas, Hotel Posada Freeman, and we were on like the 2nd or 3rd floor, and we enjoyed it to its full extent the whole week. And after that, I just don't feel like I need to see it anymore. The cars are pretty cool. I saw it last year from Torre M, I think, and that was pretty cool. But if no one like invites me out to like see it from a top somewhere, I'm not really interested in seeing it. I'm because there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people out there, and sometimes you can't really see. So yeah. But I always recommend it to anybody else who has never been to Mazatlan because this is what we're known for. So I think you guys should definitely experience at least once in your life, you know, and then from then on you can say, was it worth it? Was it not worth it? But for me, living it in its full glory before the pandemic happened was like the best part. I also remember when Carnaval used to be for free. The parade is for free, but they always have shows going on in Olas Altas and like food and drinks and all that stuff. The food is for purchase, but the entrance to Olas Altas, because they close it off, it used to be for free, and now I think the last couple of years they've like charged. I don't remember how much they charge. It's not too much, like 100 pesos maybe, or maybe even less. 100 pesos is like $4. But some things have changed. But yeah, I just wanted to mention that. And now we are going to the Fiesta del Agave. Let's see. I have notes. Yeah, okay. Okay. So I have the flyer right here. And I am proudly promoting this event. I'm like very, how do I say that? I'm like very hands-on on this. It's not like other events where I've like shared the flyer or like told you about this. Like I'm like heavily involved in this. Like we're making videos together. The other day, Norma so graciously gifted me a bottle of her own company's, what was it? Raicilla? No, it's not Raicilla. It was mezcal. It's a combination of two different alcohols. I think it's tequila and Raicilla. You know what? Don't take my word for that. I'm just so grateful I'm learning, okay? I'm learning. And before I met her, I had no idea about agave. I had nothing. I don't know anything about tequila. I don't know anything about mezcal. My generation, we always drink that stuff. Whatever would get us hammered the fastest is what we would be drinking. So if I was ever drinking mezcal or tequila, it was literally just to have a good time. Now I drink it to also have a good time, but I'm not like a connoisseur of alcohol. I'm not able to taste like the different textures, or my palate isn't that advanced, but I am learning a lot with Norma. But she gifted me a bottle from her own company. She has like she has her own distillery, I think that's what it's called, where she makes her own spirit of agave, which has the denomination of either tequila or mezcal, but I will tell you guys about that later. But yes, Fiesta del Agave happening this year, this February, Friday the 23rd of February and Saturday the 24th, 2 days, Friday the 23rd and Saturday the 24th. It is both days from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. Ticket per day is 450 pesos, and it will be held at El Cid Golf and Country Club. This is organized by Norma, who is the creator of Aju Club, and there'll be mezcal, tequila, sotol, raicilla. What I did definitely learn, and that is engraved in my mind, tequila is made of 1 agave, raicilla is made of 5 agaves, and mezcal is made of about 52 agaves. Very interesting. You're going to learn a lot of stuff, a lot of very interesting information at the Fiesta del Agave. There'll be tastings, pairings, mezcal and tequila masters, the importance of denomination of origin. There's going to be a mixology contest. There's going to be expert talks about the differences between tequila and mezcal. And then there's going to be tales of agave mythology and lots of really good local music. When you go, you're gonna get a free, your entrance to the Fiesta del Agave, your ticket includes a swag bag. So you're gonna get a tote bag and you're gonna get a welcome cocktail and you're gonna get a map of all the expositors. There's gonna be over 25 expositors at the event. And you'll have a map of where there are, where the expert talks are gonna be, and then you can like check them off. And I think you get something at the end for checking off all the bases, but I will confirm with you later. There's free parking in case you have a car. There's going to be expert talks, which are going to be telling you all about the different tequilas and mezcals. You're going to be learning about agave. There's going to be dessert offered for purchase. What else? It is faster to buy your tickets online, so definitely follow Fiesta del Agave and Aju Club so you can see where to buy your tickets. What else? There's going to be food for purchase. Food for purchase will be made by El Cid. Carol Gamboa will be there. She helps the community of dogs here. She adopts a lot of dogs and she rehomes them. I think she has her own shelter. I don't know if she has a page though. I just wrote down her name. So I think there may be like a dog adoption at the Fiesta del Agave. Free tote bag and a welcome cocktail. And you'll be able to have a discount on refills with your welcome cocktail. El Cid will be selling food, like actual food, like salty food, like protein, like chicken. I don't know what the menu looks like, but it's not like finger food. It's like actual food. And then what else? From the expositors, you'll be able to buy like artisanal goods. There'll be local brands. I think there's some expositors coming from Oaxaca selling Oaxaca products. All kinds of cool stuff. And this is the third annual, and they're very well known. 3 years in, and they're already like killing it out here. I love it. So yeah, please come out to the Fiesta del Agave. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask me in the comment box below, in the description. If you have any questions, comment below. So yeah, Fiesta del Agave, 23rd and 24th of February, 2024. Entrance is 450 pesos, and both days it is from 12 to 8 p.m. And I will see you guys there. So last but not least, I wanted to save the best for last. In honor of Black History Month, I wanted to talk about a couple of things that I just learned. I'm learning with you guys. When I was growing up, my father didn't teach me anything about his culture. My mom is Mexican from Mexico City, and my father was African American from Ohio. And so in honor of Black History Month, I wanted to bring some more information and like educate people and educate myself as well. And so this is something that I learned while I was researching things to talk about Black History Month. Sorry. So I found this post from a friend, and it was reposted from she.rose on Instagram. And it's about Black breastfeeding. And I thought this was like, wow, it was really mind-blowing to me, because It's something that's not very well talked about, breastfeeding in general, and then Black breastfeeding. I didn't know that our people don't have like a lot of support in that subject. But here are a couple of bullet points that like really stood out to me. Black people have been parenting for the last 160 years. Before that, they were slaves. They had to learn by themselves. They didn't have a guide. They didn't have any support, no information, no culture from their homelands that they were stripped of. They had to learn to parent through segregation, Jim Crow laws, civil rights. And there's a whole Black breastfeeding week, which is in August, is celebrated the month of breastfeeding. So they celebrate it at the same time. Black Breastfeeding Week is the 25th to the 31st of August. So a little bit on why I wanted to share this is because it never dawned on me that I didn't know any of this information. Maybe I should share. Yeah, let me share a little bit more. So this is to honor the journey of our ancestors. May their stolen milk and bodies never be forgotten. Black breast milk fed the nation, period. In a study done in 2015, 85% of Caucasian mothers breastfed, while 69% of Black mothers breastfed. So that's a difference of 16%. And this is what was mind-boggling to me. Slaves were forced to be wet nurses. Slaves were forced to be wet nurses. A wet nurse is a person who breastfed another woman's baby. I thought that was crazy because they're slaves, and I just assumed that they didn't even want them near their children, and to find out that they were using slaves to breastfeed their own children. Like, if you hate a certain ethnicity so much, why would you want them breastfeeding your babies? Or maybe they knew that our breast milk was better than theirs. I don't know. But I was like, wow. What? That is so crazy. That's not something they teach you in school. I've forgotten a lot about what they've taught me in school, but I would remember that. Like, wow. There was another reason why Black Breastfeeding Week is important is because there are no social and societal support. And I wanted to add on that's so true. Like, if I ever see a flyer for breastfeeding, all I ever see are Caucasian people on the flyers. You don't see Black folks on flyers. You don't see, or in movies, you don't see Black women breastfeeding. There's no inclusivity in any of these flyers in the movies. Crazy. There's a cultural stigma against breastfeeding to begin with. Society sexualizes breasts and they shame us for breastfeeding. So if they're going to shame a Caucasian woman, they're going to shame, even worse, a Black woman. This is starred. Black women are 3 times more likely to die in a pregnancy-related death versus Caucasian women. Wow. Black infant mortality is twice that of Caucasian infants. Breastfeeding was a luxury of time. That was also very interesting. Breastfeeding was and is a luxury of time. because we're still always on the go. Similac was introduced and created in 1923. Women would work in the factories so they wouldn't have time to breastfeed. There's also no father figure. They don't have any support, so they have to go back to work. Breastfeeding, I'm assuming, takes longer than bottle feeding. I don't have any kids. I'm not interested in having any kids. So a lot of this is new to me. Breastfeeding in general. And all this information, hold on. Oh, there's another bullet. Before I tell you guys where I got my information from. Oh, okay, hold on. Okay, yeah. The father figure, no father figure. Okay, no support, and then women would have to go back to work. That's why they would bottle feed instead of breastfeed. 30% of Black women, and this is from January 5th, 2024, and the article is from Wealthy Single Mommy. I'm gonna put it in the description box. 30%, there are 30% of single Black females. Wait. Single Black female mothers? Yeah. Single Black female mothers in the United States. 30%. That's almost half. Wow. And yes, I cited my work. I wanted to make sure I was getting facts from the internet. Black women wet nursing didn't end with abolition, slavery. Black women were still wet nurses in the 1940s. So I, of course, had to do my Google research, and I learned that abolition, it passed Congress January 31st of 1865, and then Juneteenth, 1865, marks when Texas slaves were freed, but it wasn't ratified until December 6th of 1865. So slavery was abolished in 1865, and Black women are still being forced to be a wet nurse until the 1940s. What is that, like 40? Hold on, not good at math. 35 plus 40, 75 years after abolition, still being forced to be a wet nurse? My goodness. Where did I get this information? Oh, I actually didn't write the information down for abolition, but all the information that I was reading off comes from noventhealth.org. The person that this article was written with, or that they were interviewing, was Ty McLean, who is the lactation consultant. She is also co-founder of an organization called Queen City Cocoa Beans. And BEANS is an acronym. It stands for Breastfeeding Education, Advocacy, Normalcy, and Support. So that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you learned a little bit more about Black History Month, Carnaval in Mazatlan, and the Fiesta del Agave 2024. I hope to see you guys at the party. If you have any questions about any of the topics that I shared, please write them down in the comments below. You can also reach out to me via DM. I don't know if you can reach out to me personally on YouTube, but I know you can on Instagram. Our page, you can find us on all social media platforms. Snapchat, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok. I'm missing one. LinkedIn. as Mazlocal, Mazlocal. So if you can't send me a message on YouTube, send me a message on Instagram. If you can't send me a message on Snapchat, send me a message on Instagram. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate all of you. Have a great night. Palo Santo.